Hey Rana, it's me, it's Kai. Bit of a late results Monday. It's now actually a Tuesday. Couldn't help it, right? Had to catch a plane and was super, super rushed. I pretty much packed into the last minute and just chucked everything in my bag. Didn't really see. I might have a surprise where I'm like, I don't have enough shirts. I do have a pant though, so that's pretty much set. But yeah, I might have to go for a clothes run if I packed the wrong ratios, right? But yeah, finally got to Japan, so I'll be at Daivangasai this weekend. I'll be around like Tokyo as well. So if you are in Tokyo, I know a lot of you guys are in Tokyo as well. For some reason, just come say hi. Don't be shy, and I might say hi back. Probably will. And yeah, it should be really, really cool. So yeah, today, one of the things I didn't pack was a proper mic, so I'm using my scuff mic. I do always bring backups. That's the one thing I do. So I do always bring backups. So hopefully this scuff setup will work for at least this video. Right. We're going to be going through the results. There's a few results I do want to highlight. The first one is the BSF Manila results. As you can see, quite a lot of Chronojet Ava, but also a lot of Dragonic Overlord, which I think is correct. These top three picks are like really good decks, and then followed by Youthberg, Lutetia, Minerva, and Rajul, right? But the top three are pretty much there. But if you look at what actually top forward, the new dinosaurs came first with only running Jet, Lutetia, and Minerva. So only one out of the two, right, that we think is just popping everywhere. While in the Philippines, there is the third Overlord is kind of the thing. And then second, third, and fourth, Chuanated, Azrael, Depapa, and Lando Gang all running the same deck, right? Chronojet, Ava, and Overlord, right? So yeah, Philippines standard meta is pretty set, but I do think these are some of the strongest decks in the format. So you can't really begrudge them for bringing them, right? And then in a V Premium, we have 4 Shadow Paladin, 4 Bermuda, and 3 Genesis. 2 Royal Paladin, and then 2 Gold Paladin, and then, Link, Joker, Muraku, and Neo Nectar. OG. Basically, Maidens is gone, right? Maidens is gone, but we have Paladins, which we, of course, thought was pretty good. Bermuda Triangle as well. Astral Poet's still not hit. But overall, the whole format is just like in a better space, right? Better space. So only like 4 out of the 8 teams brought a Shadow Paladin. Only 4 out of the 8 teams brought a Bermuda Triangle. That's pretty good, right? That's pretty good. That's better than standard when you think about it. And then the first place, the top 4 is here. Imported goods coming first with a Luard Ange, or Bermuda Triangle, and a Leopold lineup. And this is pretty much like the meta, right? We have the Luard and the Bermuda Triangle meta that we saw before, but then Leopold's still a strong deck from before, so this is good, right? The one thing here, I think the one of the players in that first team, I think I read this from one of the team members as well. They lost their player card, or their player tag, so they actually had to play like one person down for the whole event. And they still managed to win it. All right, you just have to win, right? You just have to win 2 out of 3, and then they did it. So that's still bloody good. That's a pretty good result. Second place was TTT with a Luard Chaos Breaker, or Chaos and Genesis lineup, which is actually really interesting. I think Chaos is pretty good this meta. Right, it has quite a few good counters except for like Ange, and then Solda with Yasuie, Fenrir, and it looks like a Neo Nectar, right? Looks like a Neo Nectar, I think. That's weird. And then third is the Cacainus Light with Royal Paladin, Gold Paladin, and Oracle Think Tank. So full United Sanctuary lineup. But yeah, quite diverse top 4, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool for V Premium, right? And then in Premium, we only have the top 4 results. This is Balls Check with NLK, Gold Paladin, and a Gridora, right, coming first. And Vorpal Descenders with the Oracle Maiden and the Narukami. So you're running 2 banned decks. Well, not 2 recently hit decks, but they're still performing really well. And you can just see for the rest of the results, imported goods again, you got Thavis, but then you got the Narukami and the Maidens. And then EMT, you have like the Maidens, the Bermuda Triangle, looks like a Riviere and a Gridora. So, even after the hits, Gear Chronicle's still doing very well, but I think we'll see more developments in that front, right? The other stuff I did wanted to cover was there were some Japanese VGCSs. Normally I don't go too deep into them, but since I'm playing in the format, I have to pay attention to them. And also there's some like interesting developments in the meta, which is cool to talk about. So first off, the Ultimate Championship. This is this should be this is the team one, and this is basically the number of like decks that players brought. And you can see Gandiva Still a lot, right? 40 teams, 20 teams brought Gandiva, and 19 teams brought Ava. Well, 16 teams brought Messiah, and that's a match of 16 teams bringing. Well, that looks wrong, right? How do you have 16 teams of 13% bringing Messiah, and then 16 teams bring every? I think it's probably like 15 or something like that. But yeah, probably a mistype. But overall, like these four are pretty much the mains of the entire player base, I think, in Japan. And I do agree with three of the four. I think, Gandiva, Ava, and Ebisu are very strong. Gandiva can just give it to a new player, so it's just very easy to get into. Messiah is like, I don't know. But then follow that's about like Jet and then Zorga. I was about to say Neonectar, but that's a Jeweled, right? And then there's a Hexa Orb there, and then just a bunch of other stuff. So overall, I think that's pretty correct. Just like on the like just like participant counts for each ride line. But then if we look at the top cut, there's like big changes. So first off, that Chrono Jet becomes really good. So 25% of the teams in top cut brought Chrono Jet, which is like good conversion rate, right? But then 4 brought Messiah, and then there was 4 new Ava, and then 4 Gandiva. So again, like Gandiva, big deck for the newer players, but probably a lot of players just aren't that good and just converting poorly. And actually, the Ebisu converting a bit badly too. So three came through, and then just a bunch of others too. And then the winners was actually a Gandiva deck, right? With just a couple of the cyclers, and then there's two best harvests. I think we saw a lot, like 3 in the beginning, and now people are just cutting it down to 2. But also running the Gandiva ride line, which is new, right? I know a lot of people were running the Bev Saga full ride line until 4, grade 3. I mean. Just for the extra plus, because like at least the grade 1 is like you search your deck and it's like a free discard, and then you're basically your whole ride line is free. All right, that's pretty much the idea behind it. Also running some of the counter charges as well, but none of the buy and draw 1, which pretty much everyone has cut. All right. Then the other teammates ran the Chrono Jet here, so pretty standard Chrono Jet. Actually running the Gigi and the Gungaran with Zargons. So this is an interesting development because everyone was on that Swirler and Gungaran line. But one of the things that is pretty annoying with that is that you soul charge so much. Sometimes soul charge are OT. This does let you like how do you say it? Target what you soul in. You will lack some power in your first stride, which is pretty sad. But your early game is just kind of better. It's just actually better. You can grade your game way better with just this lineup. So overall, it seems pretty cool. Seems like people are just hopping onto that Sargon line and see if this is going to be a big development going into the next few weeks. And then lastly, we have the Avantgardia. So Avantgardia is pretty non-meta, I have to say. This, I'm not sure if there was a diversity cut for the top cut. Usually for these, I don't think there is. But Avantgardia will do pretty well in that kind of diversity cut landscape. But overall, just showing that Avantgardia is still like okay. It actually came first, so it's pretty good. And then that's pretty much the first place team. I think they have some of the second place teams as well. That was Ava, Chrono Jet, and Gandiva. Third place was Ebisu, Ava, and Chrono Jet. And then that's pretty much it. So it looks like just Chrono Jet actually still doing really well. It's not a dead drive line yet, right, guys? It's like Messiah is the trap, and then further on there was the other trail VGCS as well. This was a singles. This is a singles lineup, and then as you can see, still a lot of people brought Gandiva. Probably not the best choice in singles, simply because you'll have bad matchups that you'll play into, and in singles you still have to win them, right? You can't just palm it off to the other 2 guys in your team. Then the Ava and the Messiah doing well. Not doing well. These are basically the participants, right? So the full 90, yeah. And then 10 brought Chrono Jet, 10 brought Ebisu, and then Hexa Orb. Still like the kind of the roguish deck that's still doing very well. And here we have just the top cut. So what actually top cut? Ebisu just pretty much converted really well. 5 in top cut. They do top 12. So like I think the top 4 players get to skip straight to top 8, while the bottom 8 have to just play an extra round. But yeah, so 5 Ebisu conversions, then 2 Gandivas. So 2 Gandivas, so many made it through. And then kind of just one of everything. So one Messiah, one Overlord, one what is it? Just Magnolia, one Avantgarde, and one Ava. All right, so yeah, pretty crazy. And then the winner deck was the Ebisu list. So this one's a bit hard to see, but yeah, Ebisu again, converted well, still doing well, and then it's just been converting well all season. And then second place was another Ebisu. So double Ebisu wins, and yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Really interesting to see. Ebisu, is Ebisu the tier 1 deck of the format? Probably, right? Ava, with First Fault Ava was, I think, can be a shared tier 1 with Ebisu, which I think is correct. Just it has everything, right? Ride down, retire, draw, countercharge. So it's got the works. Ava still has like some weaknesses that it kind of covered. It doesn't really have an early game, versus Ebisu having everything. Top 10 check, or top 5 check to grab a card, free discard. It's got so much. If you guys haven't played this, go research this deck a bit, and you'll just be astounded at, like, well, you'll understand why this deck is so popular. But yeah, that is pretty much all the results I kind of want to talk about today. If you're in the JP format, Ebisu is still good. Probably gonna get it, I think. Yeah, just if you're in Japan, come say hi if you see me, or Kelvin will be here too. And yeah, we can have some fun. All right, that's it for today. Let me know in the comments what you think of the results, and I will see you all soonish. All right, bye.